All right, good evening, my Facebook, YouTube, Roku family. God bless you and welcome to This Is My Story. Our theme tonight is very simple. Let's plan 2023. Listen, we are on the end of the year. We're literally, 3 or 4 days away?
Yes.
And I'm sure you've already begun your planning process. However, I want to come along with you, with my friend here, and we want to stir your faith. We want to push you and drop some golden nuggets along the way. If you could, just for a moment, go ahead and hit that share button and tag about 3 entrepreneurs, tag about 3 people that have a dream, and tell them to come on in and allow us to charge their faith. Okay? Awesome, awesome. I have been um, adamantly talking about, Brother Frankie, um, this idea of running out of time
Right.
and the pressures that come with trying to get something done before time is up can be overwhelming.
Right.
And so, what God began to speak to me was that He operates outside of time.
Exactly.
And so if he tells us something and he says that it's going to be, it's not a clock issue, it's a God issue,
Exactly.
right? Waiting for the manifestation of God. And so I'm excited about having you here with me because you are a man of great faith. As a matter of fact, I would strongly argue that you have what the Bible calls the gift of faith.
Wow.
That you're the one that's going to walk on that water.
Absolutely.
You're the one that's going to go to the river and need some change. Reach down and grab that fish,
Right.
and pull out your rent money for the
Exactly.
month.
I say that all the time. I go to the fish mouth.
Yeah. I believe that.
Right.
And so it's an honor to have you here. This is Frankie Ross Jr. He is an entrepreneur of several businesses. And this is not I woke up this morning and I decided to start a business and now I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
You have tenure in this game.
Exactly.
And God has blessed you to make thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in your lifetime.
Right.
And so we are excited to have you here. So now at this point, tell me, so now we know you've owned hair salons in the past, you've barbershops. We know that some other things that you've started and managed for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Transportation companies. I did a tax company before. I did catering. I still do that. I just put it kind of on the back burner because some things you have to learn how to prioritize according to seasons.
Yeah.
Because all businesses will have a season. And see that's why any financial advisor will always tell you to have multiple streams of income because everything has a season.
Yeah.
So if you only have one, when that slow season comes, it could set you back to keep feeling like you're starting all over again.
Wow.
So like with my clothing line, my incomparable products, they sell year round, but they have certain seasons where it's a high season and certain seasons where it just maintains.
Yeah.
So that's where the other businesses come in at, because even with the salons and barbershop, it's seasons.
Yeah.
Summertime when the kids are home, the mother might not get their haircut every week because they're not in school.
Yeah.
So that's a season.
Yeah.
And you have to be ready for that. So, I have multiple businesses, but that's one point I want to bring out. I have multiple businesses because of the different seasons. And even God working.
Operate that. Yeah. That's good. And one particular business that you do as well, and I'm trying hard to skip past that whole season thing because Dr. Frazier, bless you,
Doctor.
We love you too. That's discerning. Issachar understood the time.
Exactly.
Discerned the time.
Exactly.
And so now I am sure that when those seasons shift, you have to navigate discouragement and all of these nuances. But but learning to tell the time
Right.
helps to combat
Exactly.
that fatigue that you experience.
Exactly.
Because especially when you're a visionary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
can see and you know,
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, well, it's not time yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I know this is what God is wanting.
Right.
But I have to make that nuance, and then to understand that it's not all spiritual.
It's not all spiritual.
I love how you point that out
Right.
about how you have to know. Well,
Exactly.
during this season,
Right.
summer, you know,
Exactly.
this you need to expect this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now that helps you to better combat
Mm-hmm.
that, and
Right.
because it has nothing to do with you,
Exactly.
you know, because while things are spiritual, everything it still has to manifest in the natural.
They gotta manifest in the
right?
natural.
And so if you understand the natural clock and you understand the spiritual clock,
Exactly.
that's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's not just being anointed.
No,
You have to have the skill.
a skill. Because one of the main things that people miss out on is seasons.
Yeah.
And what you got to understand now, the spiritual part is every business that God give you, that's why it's imperative to start immediately. He actually giving it to you in your high season, so you can start off good.
Okay.
But because of the procrastination of people, they end up in a slow season and then they mad about it. Wow. Like, God, why did you tell me to start this? And now it ain't going like I thought. It's not God. He gave it to you in your perfect season. Yeah. Your slothfulness or slowfulness made you start it in the wrong season.
Waited for somebody to confirm what God said.
The right time, because in our natural, we thinking about like the money, we thinking about if it's a building, where we gonna get it at a location. God handled all that. Because when you go back to when he built the ark, they didn't have to figure out what type of wood and all that. You see what I'm saying? He provided, because he knew what he wanted anyway. But we forget that whole section of the Bible, because he was with dimensions and everything. And then we go to trying to figure too much out, and God will like, all right, build your own ark then. Watch it drown. Right. Yeah. Because what I tell you gonna last you 40 nights and 40 days.
Two things about prophecy are prophetic that I love. First of all prophecy has a seed, time, and a harvest. Right? It's not seed, time, and harvest. It's seed, time, harvest.
Exactly.
The other thing is that prophecy comes about in revelation, confirmation, application. So when I say this, I understand I'm being abstract, but something we live our lives in the place of confirmation.
Absolutely.
Not understanding that we should live our life in the place of revelation.
Absolutely.
That when God reveals,
absolutely,
then we must understand the seed, the time, the harvest, right? And so this is so good. This is good. You already cutting up, and I'm just God. And so now this is something. Now, believe it or not, what I love about your story is that it's not. It's strong spirituality, strong faith,
right?
But you have something that I won't make it a blanket statement, but some believers struggle with. We have no problem with dancing,
right?
Sowing seed,
exactly.
Running across the church, receiving the word,
right?
Have no problem with that,
right?
But what we struggle with sometimes, some believers struggle with, is this discipline.
Right.
Now you got the discipline from your father.
Exactly.
Talk about that. Talk about that cultivation of discipline.
Well, my dad was a disciplinary day one, and it wasn't just in you're gonna do what I say. He started off early with me. I'm not gonna speak for my sister or any other brother, right? But for me, I remember when I was younger, he set up like he used to give us $20 every Friday for allowance. You know, that was a lot of money back then, right? Yeah. But the thing about it, you know, as a child, you just gonna blow that 20. I'm buying all the gum, all the candy I want. But he gonna toe back up on you and like name everything you bought.
Wow.
And when I was younger, I'm like, now I know he tripping. I mean, I gotta tell you about these 2 pieces of bubble gum. I gotta tell you about that. But he was teaching me a budget. Know where your money go.
Wow.
And I caught on early because he taught me that. That's why my mother still to this day said, "Oh, my son great at saving money." But it came from those principles, right? And even when I got up to be a teenager, everything he signed for, he made me sign as a co-signer. So he was showing me credit as soon as I turned 13.
Wow.
And when I got 18, he was like, "Now go buy your own car and call me back and let me know what they say."
Yeah.
So that's why down in Columbus, Georgia, they had me on the wall because I was the youngest person ever bought a Honda Accord with no money down.
Right.
I picked what I wanted and I left with the payment I said. But it wasn't from me. It was from the discipline that he taught me.
Yeah.
Because he made you keep up, because he was a writer. He had books of everything he ever spent wrote down. Anybody ever owed him, he knew to the penny. Every job he did, he knew how much the product was going to cost to get it, what it took to build it, and what it was going to make. So if something similar came, he could throw the number out like that because it's already filed in. So that's why I got my filing system from and locked it in there. So it came from birth doing it. And my mother owned a restaurant too. She had that skill set too.
Right.
Because you got to make your orders.
Yeah.
You got to know what's sold and what you need, what's the hot seller, what's not, what to take out, what to add in.
Yeah.
All that came from just learning from them as a child.
So you mean to tell me that your profit is not for you to eat all of it?
Absolutely not. No, because most advisors gonna advise you for your first 2 years, you're not making anything anyway. Even if you are, you gotta have that mentality. Always putting back, always putting back, always putting back, always putting back. You know, the biggest mistake, I had a friend and he started a business and he was making money. He made like 16, 17,000 in 1 month, right? At the end of the year, when it was time to pay taxes, he ain't have no money to pay taxes. So I was like, he was perplexed. Like, Frankie, man, what's the world going on? I made all this money. Why am I broke?
Yeah.
I said, well, did you factor in your mortgage and all that stuff? And he was like, nah. I said, that was an expense too.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start making money, you upgraded your car. You know, you didn't put back in the business. You put it into a Benz. You put it into a better furniture. You put it into better looking clothes. But then when it was time to get something for the business, it took you a couple of weeks to save for it. You see what I mean? So that priority gonna always have you wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta put back first.
I think we suffer from that. The wanting a better life. Nothing wrong with wanting a better life. But I hear you talking about this preparation. There has to be a preparation for where you're going, because you have to first give yourself time to understand the realm. I'm gonna use spiritual terms. The realm, because we churchy folks.
Yeah, because I'm about to go there too.
These realms, these dimensions that we done stepped into.
Absolutely.
We have to learn that stuff,
right?
So that we can properly navigate.
Absolutely.
Navigation is a powerful principle.
It's a powerful principle. But just think about this. Keep it simple. Jesus told everybody, when you come in me, you already a new creature. But it's mental. Yeah. So wanting a better life, you got to already feel like you living it. What happened when I walked in today? What did I say? I'm a billionaire. I walk that every day. Do I got a billion? Absolutely not. But is it on its way?
It's on the way.
It's on its way. But when you see me, you're not gonna be able to tell me I'm not.
Yeah. What's that scripture? Mark 11, somewhere around 24. So he says, he says, when you pray, believe that you have received.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's not taking it to us making it. It's adjusting my life. So that I can walk into where I see I'm going. Right. And so this me and you had a talk one time, and it changed my life. It changed my life. My entire life, I am not fashionable at all. I just don't got it. You know, I didn't care about the shoes and all that. Now my baby brother, oh, he a Jordan down. I mean, he had this. People used to always say, "How y'all live in the same house?" I'm like, well, that was his thing. It didn't make sense to me. But one day you set me down in the barbershop, And I don't know why you started talking. You started talking about it, and you started showing me about the value of clothes.
Exactly.
About the value of appearance.
Exactly.
And you started testifying about how your appearance will start attracting.
Exactly.
Talk about that a little bit.
You see,
especially because we got Lord, I ain't gonna be churchy, but we got cosmetologists who show up with their head nappy. You know, we got people talking about you gonna teach me credit. Right. And you're busted and disgusted. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
Talk to me. Help me about that.
In the misconception of clothing is that it must be a Gucci and Burberry and all those name brands. You really just making somebody else rich, because you can look good at K&G. Just being for real. Right. But we done got to past that, right? But Africans go in there and buy 10 suits and have 10 million. Wow. Then you'll have us in the Gucci store buying one outfit for $5,000 and have $500 in the bank. So it ain't about the expenses of it. It's still just looking the part. Yeah. Because if you look like you're supposed to be in the room, you will be in the room. Wow. But you can have all of the equipment, right? Yeah. All of the knowledge, right? Yeah. But if you don't look like you're supposed to be in here, you can't even get in there to tell nobody about it. Wow. You see what I mean? Right. Yeah. You know, that's why if you go get a loan, my dad used to always say, put on something. We about to go to the bank and make, do some deals. He didn't just say, come on, boy, let's go. I had to look like it, right? Yeah. But then when he was going to build a house or put down a foundation, he didn't tell me to go put on a suit. You know what I mean? Go get that tool belt with that hammer, because you had to look appropriate to what you're doing. So if you go in this direction, you got to look like that direction, right? And it's not about spending that large amount of money. Right. Because billionaires not even doing it. Right. No, they're not doing it at all. They don't have to. Because they don't put their money on a yacht. Yeah. You see what I mean? Yeah. So that's the difference. Always look, because look, I'm over here, but when I came here, I'm on TV1. Yeah. I'm on BET. I'm on Fox 5. Yeah. So because you never know who's gonna watch me. Right. So I'm gonna look like it wherever I go. Yeah. Because that could bring somebody to you. It sounds like you're saying clothes is a language. Absolutely. Speak for itself. Yeah. Just walking in a room communicates something. Absolutely. And sometimes we find ourselves locked out of doors. Absolutely. Locked out of opportunities. Absolutely. Because we have the speech, but we don't have the language. Absolutely. Right. And so that's good. If it's a black tie event and you pull up with a hoodie, are you coming in? No. They're gonna bounce it. Just say, for instance, you the guest speaker. Yeah. They wouldn't care. Yeah. You're not attending this time. Yeah. You out of order. Yeah. That's what it actually is. You out of order of what God is trying to take you to. You out of order. Yeah. And did you say something else too? Let me see before I move on from this clothing topic. That what you wear is a signification of how you feel on the inside. Absolutely. You know, one person I know is my brother Prophet. Used to be client. You know, I feel like he everything to me, right? Is Prophet Pastor Jarvis Shaw. Yeah. One thing about Pastor, when the front door of his house open, you better believe his outfit's gonna cut the wind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. He looking like what he doing. Yeah. And it has opened so many doors for him, and he didn't never walk in. I have seen him walk into other people's birthday, and they be like, you showing out. now this their birthday. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. But that's just who he is. You know. Tell me three things here, and then we're gonna move on from the clothing conversation, because I feel like we need to really drill this right here. Right. Because there's somebody watching us that they have all the knowledge. Right. They have the skill set. Absolutely. Right. But they can't figure it out. Why the opportunity isn't being given to me? You know, maybe it's because of your appearance. It's the appearance. Yeah. So give me three things that happened because you walked in the door dressed appropriately. When I first wanted to open up a barbershop, it was presented to me because I walked into a salon dressed like I already had one.
Wow.
And didn't know that the lady that was getting her hair done was the leasing manager of the building.
Wow.
And I actually got the keys from her and hadn't signed no contract. So that's how much appearance will do. Now, if I would have came in the wrong way, I could have looked at me like, you don't even deserve it. Why y'all didn't lock the door and not even let him come in here?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that opened up that whole door for me that started my pathway to where I am now.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
I always keep myself right because I remember when I had the salon out, the second one, out in Stonecrest.
Yeah.
A lady that was over the air conditioning company, she hooked me up with the whole city. Now, out the blue, they called me like, Frankie, we need you to come over here in 10 minutes. Now, if I was somewhere slouching on a regular and had to get prepared, I would have walked in unprepared.
Yeah.
But because I stayed ready, when I got there in 10 minutes, I didn't know the mayor was going to be there. You see what I mean?
Wow.
So when I walked in the room, the mayor and all of the other Congress people was in the room shaking my hand, but I looked like I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
If I would have been like, well, no, can I run home and get myself ready? Well, no, Frank, evidently this ain't the time.
Yeah.
Because those type of people don't have time for you to get ready.
Yeah.
You got to be ready.
So we're going to move on. But somebody put in the comment chats, just so I can remember, put in the comment chat, lifestyle. This ain't putting on a front. This is my lifestyle.
This is lifestyle.
What I'm going to do with 2023, I'm going to develop a lifestyle where I belong.
Because I say this and then you move on. The only time you putting on the front is when you're doing something opposite of that God didn't speak over your life.
Wow.
That's when you front.
Yeah.
Because God didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
But if he told you and you walking towards it, you're not fronting. You walking into what he told you.
It's who you are.
It's who you are.
Oh my God. So we're so used to having to dumb down our greatness, dumb down who we are.
You're around the wrong people.
But you're around. Wait, stop. That's all that is. Pause.
Change your.
Hey, hold on. I know at this point, I know you're being blessed. Can we get you to hit that share button? Can we get you to tag about 3 people? I know you're being blessed. Wait a minute. Go back. Go back. If you have to dumb down who you are, if you have to hide yourself, be the small person in the room,
absolutely,
it screams one thing to you.
One thing.
You're in the wrong room.
I'm in the wrong room.
Wrong people.
Because right people see what God said. Wrong people gonna spew out what the devil wants you to hear. God. When we got the Beulah Heights right, we got around Dr. Frazier here, Dr. Noble, Dr. Hodges. We naming doctors, right?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did they ever say we wasn't who we were?
No.
They always
dignified us. Yeah.
I remember Dr. Frazier's spirit unhit him, and it took the class over speaking into my life about who I was. Yeah. You see what I mean? Yeah. Right people gonna always speak what God said. You don't have to dumb down.
You have to dumb down.
Because they already see it.
God. So why you coming here cutting up?
Hey, it's God. It's time. It's 2023. New level.
We are getting ready for this year. I said something else when I was talking about timing, and I talked about how we have to understand that you can't be disappointed by 2022.
Exactly.
Because above all else, 2022 was preparation.
Absolutely.
If you don't see it, it's preparation.
Exactly.
Because when God spoke it, it's already there.
It's already there.
Right? You don't have to worry about him making it. He's not getting it. It's done. It's done. You had to be prepared. And a large part of that is discipline, lifestyle, appearance, and then this one, that we have to have goals.
Got to.
That are clear, concise,
absolutely,
that has faith in it, but it's also rational. Talk about that.
Well, it's how God operates. He never puts more than you can bear. So it's never gonna weigh you down. He always say, put those burdens on me. So you never have to stress out. You know, even though as humans we go through those things, if we really listen to scripture, we don't have to. Right. It said he already made our crooked path straight, so the direction is already laid out. You know, when he was dealing with the Israelites, he had the fire and the cloud for them to follow. So all you gotta do is look up, and he'll tell you where to go. So all of the things is out the way. So only thing he want us to do is hear him when he give us the vision. So he take the weight away so we can be light enough to hear him. And once we hear him and do this, writing down like he said, right? That's gonna make it concise. That's gonna make it plain. That's gonna make it easy and doable.
Wait a minute. Put in the comment chat. Respond to what you hear him say. Respond to what you hear. Yeah.
That's it. That's why you don't need a lot of people talking in your ear. You know, because you got some people just go from church to church, service to service, trying to get a prophet to say something. You put them in a position and I got to make some stuff up. You know what I mean? Because you keep looking at me and I'm on the stage. Let me try to figure something out because you cut me. You cut me with your eyeballs. You know, you don't start running past me now. Like the word hit you so good. But really, you're just trying to get my attention because you heard I was the prophet and you want me to pull on something. But really, most time, God's saying, do what I already told you. Once you do that, I got something else.
I got something. If you start, what you need next is in front of you.
It's already in front of you.
If you can just put the $1,000 up.
Absolutely.
When it's time for me to release the vendor,
absolutely,
you will have the money.
Absolutely.
If you discipline in your money, then when the time comes, I'll open the door. If you cover the appearance, when the time comes, I'll open the door.
Absolutely.
If you, then I. Put that in the comments. If you, God says, if you, then I.
Take it even simpler than that.
Go ahead.
Forget the $1,000.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need the paperwork. Because how can I bring you $200,000 if you don't even have the business account for me to put it in? How can I legally do it if you didn't even go get the LLC? You didn't even register with the state. That's a few pennies. To a company that I have, I can get it done for you in a couple of weeks. And then you just sit back and God can direct that person to give seed to the soil. Because everything we get is not for us anyway. It's to further the kingdom. So he can give you millions of dollars. I was just telling Joy yesterday. I said, God spoke that I'm like an ATM. It's going to be big money come to me, but I got to leave my hands open to give big money out. Now, if I close my hand, then the ATM, you can't refill it no more. You understand what I'm saying? So like I told her, I said, God can send me 50 million, but he got to trust me that I give 49 away. I still got $1 million, right? Yeah. And if I give that away, he can send 100 the next time and only tell me to give away 50. He gonna increase me to 50 million, right? Then if I give that 50 away, he can say, well, since you that good, let me send you $1 billion and you, because I know you'll give 100 million away. But we so close fist, not prepared, that we can't let God flow. Cause it ain't about us.
And it makes us untrustworthy.
Yes, that's what it's about.
And we don't realize that the relationship we have with God is built on trust.
It's built on trust.
And just like you said, it's just like I talk about people that say they have a call for prayer. I don't necessarily believe you have a call for prayer.
Right.
What I think is going on is God can trust you with things.
Trust you with it.
Yeah. He can trust that when he asks you to pray, you're going to tell the family business, I'll catch y'all next week. I'm going to pray.
I'm going to pray.
Yeah. When you, I'm going to trust you with 50 million.
Yeah.
Because I know you'll give away 49.
Exactly.
And so, and as a thank you, I'm going to leave you with million. And the mentality is, well, I didn't have $1 million before, so I'm grateful for the million. Instead of being consumed with what I gave away.
Exactly. Because they say all good gifts come from what?
Above.
Right. So you didn't make it no way. If it was good to you, it didn't come from you. It came from God. The word don't lie.
The word don't lie.
It just, if you don't know it,
yeah,
you thinking too much of yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I say study to show thyself approved. Once you get yourself approved through the word, you'll know it ain't nothing about you. No
way.
Ain't no words in there about you.
Yeah.
It's all about God and directing you to get people to come to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And any means that take. He takes some that got, like you said, strong faith, some got prayer, some can fast, some got money. He gonna go to you what he can trust you with.
I'm loving how you're taking us back to leaning on him.
That's the only way.
That now, because I know you personally, I know you are a man that has a strong, not just work ethic, discipline, and from a secular perspective,
right?
But your spiritual life, it's a strong discipline.
Absolutely,
you're praying about everything. You're in your word, digging out what you need to see. Right. You're faithful at your church. You're a giver. You know, but above all else, you don't see the church. I'm about to get in trouble. You
talk about it.
You don't see the church as your piggy bank or your means to please God.
Absolutely.
The church is more so a stream.
That's it.
That you get to go to draw your food, get your water, so that you can go back and say, okay, God, I'm replenished. What's next on the agenda?
Absolutely. That's why it's imperative to be under the right person. That's why I love my pastor, Pastor Tuck.
Yeah.
Because he a businessman, but he a family man. You know, he love his boys. He love the church. He a giver, not just to his household, but to the community.
Yeah.
So when you get under that, either you gonna fold or you gonna become that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I came to the door, I feel like I'm that. It's just a greater level I can watch him on.
Yeah.
So it's not that just piggy bank on him and tag.
Yeah.
He feed me to make me stronger because I actually see him do it.
And then you get what you need so you can go back out there and do it.
Exactly. Because that's the work out there.
That's the work.
The work out there. And I see him out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he ain't just talking.
Yeah.
He walking.
Yeah.
And that's what Jesus wanted all of us to do, to be walkers. You know, not just out there like the Pharisees was great talkers.
Yeah.
But they weren't really doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jesus then was out there changing lives hand to hand.
Yeah.
And that's what he called us to, right? And Jesus used many means to do it. And one mean was money. Right. They say money answers
all things.
All things. That ain't in there for a joke.
No.
It say God give you the power to create wealth. You got to create it though, right? And see, one of my favorite scriptures is Ecclesiastes 1:9. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So if it worked then, it can work now. But you got to look back then to know how to operate now.
Yeah, I like the other scripture that says money is a defense.
Ooh, boy, now that'll speak. You ain't got to talk.
Yeah. Money handles that.
It handles it.
Yeah. That's good. So now, okay. So you done got me all stirred up. I'm ready to have somebody touch their neighbor and tell them,
right.
And high five the comment section and all that. But now our first of all, are you all being blessed? Are you being blessed?
Hopefully.
Okay. Oh man, let's check out this comment
Let's
section
see
here.
What the people say. I see my boy Dre Millhouse.
All right. He's killing it tonight.
Yeah.
We got some Sheen on here. Let me see. Kimani, Jokira. Let's see who else we got here. Destiny, discipline, lifestyle, appearance, and goals. Respond to what you hear. Lifestyle, okay? Y'all in here. Dr. Frazier hanging out with us.
They in here.
Yeah. All right. Poochie, Mr. Wright, what's up? Now we in this thing. All right. Let me see. Oh. Let me come back to that. Know what that was. But yeah. Okay.
Did you kick everybody off?
No. Yeah. So, all right. So we are. All right. Beautiful. Okay, we're back there. All right. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Good. So every year, I come live and I talk about let's plan whatever the year is. And I always tell my listeners and followers to listen. Get you a notebook. right on there,
Mm-hmm.
2023,
Mm-hmm.
whatever year it is for you.
Mm-hmm.
On the first page,
Right.
you need to have your prayer list. What are you believing God for?
Exactly.
What are you expecting?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. But now, okay, in your world,
Mm-hmm.
I know you've been sat down.
Mm-hmm.
You probably been journaling.
Right.
You about like me. You probably started back in June.
Exactly.
Worried about 2020.
Right. Exactly. Already on it.
You know, I'll work with.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact,
Exactly.
now this, let me give this nugget. There's no decision I make in 22
mm-hmm.
without 23 in mind.
Exactly. You gotta be ahead of time.
Yeah. I live my life not by my future,
right.
but in anticipation about what I intend my future to look like.
Exactly.
Okay, so now that's just it ain't my turn though, but that I felt like I need to give that to somebody.
But you think about it though, Pastor, that's why the government have 5 and 10 year plans.
Exactly.
They ain't figuring out stuff as they go.
Yep. I was just about to say, on a technical perspective, even my church I pastor, we're on a 20-year plan.
You have to be like that.
Yeah. I'm not just making decisions.
Think about it. When Moses was born, God already knew he was going to deliver the Israelites.
He knew.
That's why he had the mother do what she did and raised him what he was.
Mm-hmm.
God didn't say, well, oh, you know what? There go Moses. Let me try something with it.
Yep.
It was already
calculated.
It was already calculated.
I'll take it further than that.
Go ahead.
You can't even get Jesus without God being intentional.
Exactly.
He intentionally set up those 40 and 2 generations.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That was all purpose.
He's a master planner.
Yeah.
And we are in his image.
Yeah.
So we can't be nothing less but master planner.
Yeah. So, okay. So we know, to me and you the same.
Mm-hmm.
January 1st, we already in 2024.
Absolutely.
But what can we give them? What would be the first thing? Let's give us a 5-step plan.
5-step plan.
So what's the first thing they need to do?
First thing, and that's where a couple of scriptures, and I didn't even know you was going to lead it this way. And y'all take these scriptures down, write them down, and remember, you probably already know them, but it's imperative to your planning. And when you look at it, I'm going to show you right here, this Proverbs 16:9.
Somebody put that in there.
Proverbs 16:9. And then it reads, a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. So first of all, you got to understand, no matter what plan you coming up with, run it by God and see, is this the season or the timing of the plan? Even though it might be a good plan and even part of your plan, but is it the time? Only God know that, right?
Yeah.
Because when you go to Amos 3:3, that's another scripture, Amos 3:3, it said, can two walk together unless they agree? See, a lot of time we think that just like me and you. It's really you and God. That's the number one agreement you got to come in with. So once you check with God on the plan, y'all two can walk together with it. Because if you been confirmed by God that this is what we do, nobody can shake you from it.
Yeah.
You won't get to half part of the year and say, nah, I'm gonna stop. Because you already know you and God done came to agreement on that. So you make sure you stay with it, right? And don't worry about no finances or anything like that. That's another thing. Take that out of your plan. God, people like, well, let me plan the financial part of it, right? When you look at scripture, 2 Corinthians 9:8, that's another scripture. 2 Corinthians 9:8, it says, and God will generously provide all you need. Wow. Then you will always have everything you need. And this the part. And plenty left over to share with others. We always talking about, God can do abundantly for us.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to go through with the plan. Wow. That's the only way you're going to get it.
Yeah.
When you make the plan, you agree with God, and then you take how you going to get the money. He going to already give you all you need. It's going to be enough that you need, and so much you can share with somebody else. So that's the first part of the plan. So it could be step one, 2, 3.
Step one, run the plan by God.
Run it by God. Then after that,
wait a minute. Let me add that. I got to add to that. Oh boy, I ain't gonna be churchy, but you remember when they was fishing? And they toiled all night. and they couldn't get nothing.
Couldn't get nothing.
But Jesus gets on the boat. They allow him to use the boat to do ministry.
Right.
After he's done serving, them serving him, he turns around to serve them.
Exactly.
You know, okay, then why won't you watch out into the deed? Well, God, we toiled all night, but at your word, at your plan, at your timing, at your design place, we gonna launch out. And when they obeyed what he said, they had so much. The Bible said they had to call for help.
They had to call for help,
and their nets began to break. And they still couldn't contain.
They couldn't contain. Now, let me add on to that, because everybody always stop right there.
Yeah, please.
But really, the ending of that, they came back to shore, and Jesus was already cooking fish, because he was letting them know what you toiling for, I already got. So if you check with me, agree with me,
yes, sir,
I already got what you need. So everybody want to talk about the part where they caught all the fish, but they don't never go to what Jesus was cooking fish when they got there. He never went out there. But he the true source of everything. You see what I'm saying? So we out there doing all this toiling, trying to figure out when God already got it. So he said, if you stay beside me,
walk in agreement
with me, check with me on everything, you're going to have plenty. This Bible I'm talking. Like they say, I'm preaching better than they respond. You know what I'm saying? That's what they always say, Mike. And I don't preach like that. But I'm preaching today better than they respond. You know what I'm saying? And
okay, then what's step 2?
And after that, what I always do is, and I learned this because you give credit what credit due. One of the guys I used to work under at a salon, Philip Houston, he was a master vision board person. Okay. Every time he had an office in the salon, right? He didn't do no hair or nothing like that. He was mostly in transportation. He one of the guys that really gave me a lot of tools in transportation. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, but every time he walked in his office, he had a vision board in his office. Wow. And he was, every time I went in there with him, he was like, hold on, Frank. Okay, this by next week, this by next month, this by that. But he was checking it off because it was coming to pass. So that's that real write it down and make it plain. Yeah. You got to get a real life vision board. Wow. Now, I have studied vision boards. Some of them just written. Some people cutting out pictures and saying this what I want. And this the time frame that I'm going to have. Because, see, once you agree with God, you got to also then put the plan down. That's why when you could go to this scripture, Deuteronomy 6:6, where it say, and you must commit yourself wholeheartedly to these commands that I am giving you today. So what God told you, you got to commit yourself wholeheartedly. See, most of them go halfway into it. If it worked, I stay. If not, I'm going to go to my backup plan. How you got a backup plan on something God gave you? Wow. Who you backing it up to? That's what get me, Mike. Who you gonna back it up to? You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. And then once you write it down too, there's another scripture you got to keep in mind, because the Bible the one who's gonna get you there. Yeah. Colossians 3:23. Oh, that's my scripture there. I'm telling you, set your affection. Work willingly at whatever you do, as though you are working for the Lord rather than for people. Wait a minute, read that again. Colossians 3:23. It said, work willingly, willingly at whatever you do. I don't care if you're picking up trash, because that might be a route he sent you to own the garbage company. You see what I'm saying? But you got to work willingly. Yes. See, some things be too below you. Yeah. I had to cut a whole lot of hair before I owned the shop. You understand what I'm saying? I cleaned a whole lot of bathrooms before it was my bathroom. You understand what I'm saying? But I worked willingly at whatever I was doing. And it say, as though you are working for the Lord. I ain't working for Mike. I'm not working for Amazon. I'm not working for FSR. You understand what I'm saying? I'm working for the Lord. And it say, rather than for people. Because if you're working for people, they can always break your spirit. They can always turn your plan around. They can always shoot you out of it. Perfect example. When I came out of Atlanta Tech, they taught us how to do women and men hair. And I was doing them both. It was this one lady at the salon. I didn't know her clients was about to leave her to come to me. But because my self-esteem wasn't where it needed to be, She came to me and said, you need to stop working on women hair and stick to what you know, barber. Leave that alone. And I was like, you know what? Yes, ma'am. And I sold my flat irons and everything. Because you know what I was really doing?
Working for man.
Working for man.
Got to.
And now I ended up at owning a salon because I needed to know back then how to do it all. So God already had me on the plan, but since I was working for people,
robbed me of the experience.
It robbed me of the experience.
Woo!
So Colossians 3:23, put that in your
vision board. Hold on. Working for people will rob you.
It will rob you
of the experience.
Because everybody talk about the process.
Yeah.
But the process ain't always struggle.
No.
Sometimes the process is doing something you don't think you're supposed to be doing. Because God see the end.
Before the beginning.
Nah, I'm telling you.
God.
He went from future to present.
Yeah, and I got to go back to something you said.
Talk.
Don't be too good. How you said it? You can't be too good.
Exactly.
But
you can't be too good to do this stuff. Somebody tell you to go get on the back of the trash truck. I'm too good for that. But God trying to get you to own this trash company. And he needs you to know every piece of the operation.
Yeah.
That's why what I do now, Mike, no matter what I do it myself first.
Yeah.
So then when I own it
first,
you can't tell me.
Yep.
You can't cheat me.
I remember I was in ministry, and during that part of my life, I was the prayer person, and I was the person who conducted the service. And the pastor said to me one day, he said, I don't want you, without explanation, I don't want you leading prayer. I don't want you doing service. I want you on the soundboard. It bruised my ego because I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't know cleaning the bathroom, running the soundboard was getting me ready for when I was going to pastor the church.
Pastor that whole thing.
Y'all, that's real. Everything you're saying is real. But this right here, you really got to get that. We got to get that in your spirit.
You got to get it in your spirit.
That right there, that's it.
Because it don't have nothing to do with nothing, but it got something to do with everything. Because you a pastor, I'm an entrepreneur. You could be a parent. You could be whatever. That fits. You're not working it for yourself.
Nope.
Because there's so many great parents that could open up a daycare center. And you just taking your parenthood as just this is what I do. And God like, look, I'm trying to, because there's so many abused kids out here at the wrong ones. I'm trying to raise up the right ones.
Jesus Christ.
But if you was to go to step one,
preach, sir. Yeah.
In agreement with God, you'll know what to do.
Yeah.
So you get in that agreement, you get that vision board.
Yeah.
Then your next thing is actually doing it. Because see, a lot of folk want to start off what Steve Harvey and all those people are.
Yeah.
They forget the part that they slept in the car. They forget the part that Tyler Perry slept in the car. They forget all that. You're not gonna start there. See, when I God gave me a vision of my clothing line, right? I got up that next morning, got me an EIN, registered with the state. And I called a lady to do my logos. This was all in the next morning.
Right.
She got that to me. I went and found vendors to get the clothes. And then I talked with my niece and we print one out. It was the raggedest little t-shirt you could find. Even when I brought the folk, they were like, oh, no, I don't know what God done told you. But you know what? You know what they realized the next week? This fool actually started a whole company in one day. And I've been playing for 90 years. Now, look at me now. But see, God know he can trust me with seasons. He can trust me with the urgency. He can trust me with obeying.
Wait a minute. Let me put something here real quick. Because when you got that clothing line, it was like you abandoned every other piece of clothes you had. And you wore nothing but FSRs. Everywhere you went. You was posing, you was styling that thing. And now, of course, I'm the person, I'm a business. So I'm always excited when you do something. But I was like, wait a minute. Frankie doesn't heard from the Lord on this thing.
I'm trying to tell you.
Because let me tell you something. People know when you're doing things just because you can.
Exactly.
And when you're moving in, moving in something.
Exactly.
And you went the moving soul.
Right.
I said, my Frankie is serious about this thing. And he went from a shirt to an outfit
Exactly.
to I mean,
all the way to the shoes.
I said to myself, well, I think the season's gonna change. And he got the winter covered. That dude came back with shorts and t-shirts.
It was so many folk was like, aha, it's summertime. What you gonna do, bro? You don't know. I already got that covered. Because I don't plan day by day. You know what I'm saying? It's the God in me. Who saying that?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
And then you with the here, put it on. Take a picture with it. Here, put it on. Take a picture. And you started talking about it's gonna be in multiple states.
Exactly.
And the next thing you know, it was all over the place.
Going to Minnesota, going to California, going to everywhere. And then that when people start saying, oh, maybe God told you.
Yeah.
But see how you see somebody else is really how you listen.
Say that again. Say it again.
You see somebody else God-given word is how you hear your own. It takes you a long time to realize that God had spoke to me. You know why? It takes you forever to feel like to realize he spoke to you. That's why some of your ideas is in somebody else's hand. Because people think they got a lifetime to fulfill what God gave them. But it's a season. I'll take from you and give it to somebody who's gonna do.
And it matters what you do in this. I know we get back on the topic, but what you do with the season determines if it goes into longevity.
That's it.
Because had you said, well, summer coming, I'll just wait until next winter. The momentum would have died.
Been all over.
But when you came back and hit with that summer, it was like it went in the fifth gear.
You know what I'm saying? Fifth gear.
You hit them shoes, then you had the dress stop. I mean,
it just took off. And it just kept opening, and now it won't close.
No, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gave me some good advice when Naomi started her. Don't be doing everything.
Exactly.
Start off with one.
Sell that.
Then add to this.
Right.
You know, add to that. You know, and then keep it going.
Yes.
You know, and so that's good. That's
because see, people are always try to advise you wrong, and it'll sound like they advise you right. They gonna come to you, Mike. Why you don't have your own bread line? Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with the clothes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you could do, and you'll be sitting there like, oh, maybe I should get some bread. Then you all out of pocket. And they know what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking you out of your steam.
Yeah.
But you just stick to it, and then it's gonna branch out to everything.
Yeah.
You know.
And so, okay, because you got me excited. That's good. That's good. All right. So, all right, y'all recap here. One was what now? What was one?
One was, get in agreement with God.
In agreement with God. Two, get you a real life vision board. All right. Okay. Lord, we got it. Okay. What's three?
Actually start doing it.
Do it.
Don't wait on no grand scale.
No. Start with what you got.
One shirt and one customer.
Yeah.
It's a company.
It's a company. I like that. Pastor Hope quote one of my favorite scriptures. Despise not the day.
Exactly.
A small beginning. Because it's in the small beginning that you can work out. The key. I like that. When I got the first shirt, it was raggedy. But it's all right. I had a shirt. And I'm going to go back and get it better. But I'm going to sell this shirt here first.
And I kept that shirt because it's just like that dollar people put on the wall. Because that showed me where I started in the improvement, right?
Yeah.
But think about it. Elijah, what did he say?
Yeah.
I saw a cloud the size of a man's hand. He didn't wait till it got bigger before he took off. Right?
No. He started responding.
He started
Go tell him. Go
tell him because he's on
it's coming. Yeah.
You shouldn't have what you done messed up now.
Yeah, you done. Woo. Do it because it's coming.
It's coming. I'm telling you.
If somebody's faith being stirred, okay, four.
Always say then that's when you got to really get into marketing, right? But all doing your marketing, put God's name out there with it. Like Pastor Mike, I got this clothing line, man, and God really put this on my heart. Because you got to give him the glory. But see, a lot of folk be like, I got that clothing line, man, you want to help me? And then you ain't mention God at all. And that whole play is God. So number 4, you got to start telling people about it on great numbers, but also put the source of it.
The source of it.
Because that's when he going to come in and like, okay, now let me make his name great.
Yeah.
That's in Bible too. Yeah. I'm going to make your name great. And he also say, I will not embarrass you.
Embarrass you. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't be scared to put it on all platforms.
Yeah.
You can't be scared to bring it up to people you think might be too grandiose for it. Because God say,
where were you? You walked up in some place. You were somewhere, and you ran into somebody. Who was that?
Oh, you know, that was David Banner.
David Banner.
Yeah.
And you said, hold on. I got a shirt for you.
I got something for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he took the advertising, put it on his thing and everything. Now after that, that's when people really want to buy one. After David Banner. So I thank you. If you ever look David Banner, thank you. Because that one time, all the high class folk bought after that.
Really?
The ones that shop at the big name.
Yeah.
They came out of Saks to get
What
you know what I'm saying? Because they were like, ooh, somebody done bought one now. And I'm telling you, Mike, and I can't say I'm a perfect person because I slipped one time because the day before that I had ran into T.I.
No.
I'm eating out there at Virginia Avenue at the bistro, Louisiana Bistro.
Yeah,
and I had told the person I was with, man, I should get my shirt and bring it in here. But I was sitting there thinking, why would I bring it into the restaurant and just sit it on the table? But I had it in my spirit, right? Yeah. But I was just like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. And when I came in, the man was like, hold on, let me take you to the back. So he VIP'd me and I didn't even know it. And you know, the only other person that was greater than me was T.I. and his wife. And when he swung the door open, I told the person, I said, man, this cat walking out like he T.I. You know what I'm saying? And when I looked, I said, man, that's Tiny. That is T.I. But if I would have had my shirt on the table,
he would have had that shirt.
He would have had that shirt too. So you better be ready at all times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't miss some too.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't go nowhere without your product.
I don't go nowhere. You know, it's in the car now. You know, it's in the trunk. It's in every bag I carry. So when they say, "Well, do you have that?" Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You know,
you the same thing. We talking about the clothing line a lot, but also with your beard product because I use that.
Yeah, the beard product, the body butters. You know, the candles.
Yeah.
You know, the sugar scrubs.
Yeah.
You know, I got the bath soothing teas. All that stuff just make your whole body feel good.
Yeah.
And I keep it on me. You know, because you never know.
Yeah.
You know, like say, stay ready. Don't have to get ready. You
Yeah.
know. Then that fifth, just the number 5 thing is just patience.
Wow.
You ain't doing nothing but waiting to God fulfill his promise. But once you have done it all, what it say? Just stand.
Just stand, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be still and know that I am God. That's your patience part.
Yeah.
See, once you do those 4 steps, then, you throw that back to God. You're like, I'm going to watch you work.
Yeah.
Let me watch you work. Because I know you about to show out.
Yeah.
Because, see, God can beat all barriers.
Yeah.
He can take care of all banks.
Yeah.
He can take care of all credits and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You just be patient and sit back and let him do it.
Yeah. Y'all being blessed, Lord Jesus. I have to add this part.
Uh-huh.
And it's to me, it's the greatest honor. I'm sure you're gonna say the same way. But I got a crack in the forehead, the ones that's probably watching saying, if I could just have his faith. If I could just know that Bible like how he know. If I could just be with God. No. I'm talking to a man that's been in an intimate relationship with the Lord. What? 5 years?
Well, I started 2014, so that's like 8.
8 years. This ain't no. I grew up in the Lord's house.
No pew baby, as they say.
Yeah. Ain't no pew baby here. This is somebody that the Lord grabbed, called his name, and he responded. And he put in the work. I don't even want to say work. He surrendered his life.
That's what it is, surrender.
To the Lord. And allowed God to shape and develop and take him on a journey of faith. And as he obeyed God, trusted God, God began to produce out of him.
That's it. Because it ain't about the time you have with God. It ain't about even knowing a lot about God. Because I'm going to just break it down to you, right? Who was one of the people in the Bible that Jesus said, this man got strong faith that wasn't around him? Yeah. It was the centurion warrior.
Yeah.
He was like, bruh, I command people.
Yeah.
And I know you don't have to come with me to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can speak it,
Yeah.
and it got to happen. Yeah. And what Jesus told.
All right, then. This some great faith.
This some great faith. And that guy wasn't in no church or nothing. He wasn't walking with the disciples. All he knew is I know your power.
Yeah, I know who you are.
I know who you are. So as long as you know the depths of God,
yeah,
faith of a mustard seed, they say that's really all it takes,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You can move mountains, right? A lot of us we scared of 1,000 mountains. And the Bible said that you know how small a mustard seed is? Elder Miranda did a devotional one time, and she actually brought little small mustard seeds in there so you can really see how small it is. And he was saying the faith of this, a move mountain. We talking about Mount Everest, because that's how large I think.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But the mustard seed did it.
Yeah.
But we look at that and don't take it literal.
Right.
It's a literal mustard seed in a literal mountain, and you scared of these small things. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? See, it really just knowing who Jesus is, because one thing we slip on is knowing who God is. But when you read in Bible, so did Jesus' feet touch down. Most time the demons came to him. Hey, is it my time?
Yeah.
Because they knew who he was.
Yeah.
Well, look, hold on now. I want to play a little bit longer. You
go show it.
And the disciples were with him and didn't even know who he was.
It. Right.
So the enemies of God know who he is, but the ones that saying they with God don't. Change that up, and then you will get whatever you need. Because he said, if you ask, you will receive. If you seek, you will. If you knock, all we got to do is just them little simple things. Yeah. And it ain't just in the Bible, it's in your business.
Yeah.
When I with the
How about now? Am I unmuted now? Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me now? We should be good to go. All right. All right. Okay. Listen, you need to book your appointment with Brother Elder Frankie here. Business consultant. Tell us about this. What all do you offer?
Well, I pretty much offer where I can start a business from scratch. If you bring your vision, even if you can't really figure that out, we can have a sit down and I can help you narrow it down. And because I'm gonna apply them same principles and I know God will come in the midst to get the right direction for you. But if you got your vision, I'm gonna make sure you legal. I'm gonna make sure you have all the paperwork you need. I'm gonna make sure everything you need to get started, that it'll take place.
Mm-hmm.
If you already a business that going, I can optimize you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to where you might not be getting all you can out of the business. And I definitely know how to get you to your maximum for is getting the profit that you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't what you need all the time because you got numbers that you want to.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get you to that. So that's one thing, well, two things I definitely can do because I can start you from scratch.
Yeah.
And we go from there.
Yeah. And so far, I mean, I've watched you do meetings. You've a trucking company.
Yes.
You even helped them buy the truck.
Yes.
They needed to get the money to buy the truck.
Everything. You know.
What else?
Catering companies. Like I said, a couple of transportation companies. Even another lady in Florida, she started her own like product line.
Yeah.
You know, so and it don't matter about the state either.
No.
You know, because I have helped people in Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, Carolinas, all over. Because you know, it's Zoom. We don't have to be in person.
And these businesses are still going.
They're still going. Yeah. You know.
I know a couple of them.
Exactly. You know. And it whatever different field that you trying to start it in, because I know a balloon company, event and balloon company. So it really doesn't matter about the field, you know, because I still know how to research and make sure you got all the proper paperwork. Make sure if you need permits for buildings, if you're looking for buildings, I know how to help you get commercial property and things like that. You know, so it's a lot of different things that I can do. And like I said, I do the initial 50 consultation. I give out a lot of free information anyway, but most time, even with the consultation, I'm all ready. I'm about gave you what you need.
What you needed.
You know, because it is some people want the consultation. They don't even reach back out because they like, I believe I can get it. Yeah. I ain't mad about it because my goal is to help us as entrepreneurs to maintain and grow and be able to pass generational wealth to our family.
Yeah.
You know, that's my whole goal. And I know God has gifted me with this. So what I receive free, I ain't trying to just kill you with it.
Yeah,
you know, everything I can give for free.
Right.
But I'm not trying to hurt you with it, you know.
Absolutely. Throw it back up there again for me, Key. FSR Consulting, business consultant. You can contact him today. He's on all social medias as Frankie Ross.
Yes, Mr. FSR on the Instagram.
Okay.
And you can find that business consultant, FSR business consultant on Instagram. You know, or you could just contact me with the number on there 404-910-6547.
Yeah.
You know, all of those ways you can contact me and we can go from there. You can text or however you feel like communicating, and we'll take care of it.
Okay. In our closing. I think we talked about finances a little bit.
Right.
I tell you what, we won't have to do that. Let's do that. Give us one other principle about finances that you think we need to know as entrepreneurs, and then give us something encouraging, and then we'll call it tonight.
One thing I would say, everything, if you know you want to be an entrepreneur and start a business, every dollar that come in, split part of it and have it prepared to go to your business. If you're a person that know you're getting a large tax rebate, that's not the year to upgrade your clothing. Use what you got, but make sure it look neat. Put that money aside to start your business, right? You know, because what you got to look at, if you get a large sum of money, unless your car broke down, don't upgrade at that time. Because once that money starts flowing, all of that stuff you won't be able to get. Have your cushion. Yeah. But the number one thing is forget about your actual money. You need your credit right.
Okay.
Because credit will take you way farther than your actual money. Well, you might have 5,000. If your credit right, you can get 100,000.
Right.
You know, and that'll finance it because you really don't want to use all your money anyway. You want to build your business credit. You want to have everything that where you're not even using personal.
Right.
Everything is in the business name, and you're able to get more. Yeah. You know, get business credit cards and utilize that to continue to optimize your business and grow it.
Yeah.
So every dollar you have, put half back for that.
Okay. That's good. Got anything encouraging you want to say?
Yeah, just know that the plan that God gave over you is good.
Yeah.
He cannot lie. And whatever he put into the earth, it said it will not return back void.
Amen.
So if he spoke it, it got to come to pass.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Me and Frankie Ross here for This Is My Story. Our topic today was Let's Plan 2023. I hope that you have been tremendously blessed, that you have been equipped, encouraged, stirred. And I pray that you would share this with someone. Tag somebody, share it on your page, and tell them you need to watch this. You need to get this in your spirit. This is some stuff that's going to help you walk through 2023. All right. Until next time, God bless you. Take the video out first. And may heaven smile upon you. Be blessed.